Hey y'all, it's Tori, here with another video, and I know it's already halfway through November, but I wanted to talk a little bit about my Inktober experience. I've tried this in the past, I've done this past years, but I was never able to fully commit to it. I was never able to make myself sit down and draw something or paint something every single day. And because this year I made a video every day, it kind of helped me, it kind of encouraged me to really try my best. It was something that I wanted to continue doing for you guys, and it really helped push me that extra mile. A few of the things that I learned throughout this experience was that practice is extremely important, obviously, but that fact really made itself known throughout this past month, because that consistency in doing something at least once every day, over and over for an extended period of time, made it easier for me to think up an idea in my head and be able to replicate it as a sketch on paper. And this is something that I've always struggled with. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I've always really struggled with having this really great idea and not being able to put it down on paper because I don't know how. And that's where the reference photos came in. I didn't limit myself to things that I knew how to draw. I really challenged myself, and if I had this really cool idea for the word, because I used the prompt, the 2017 Inktober prompt. I know a lot of artists didn't, but I chose to because I really wanted to challenge myself in using a word to think up an idea, and then finding the reference photos necessary to make that idea happen was definitely a skill that I utilized over the month of October. It was definitely a struggle to paint some days, but making those videos really helped me stay on track. Another thing that I knew it already, but really reinforced this idea is making sure to take breaks. If you're looking at your piece and you're saying, oh, it doesn't really look that great to me, or, something's going wrong, this isn't looking great, I don't want to finish this, it's just going to turn out really bad, or, whatever it is that you say, taking a step back, taking a short break, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, just to go do something else, really helped with kind of clearing your mind, and when you go back to that piece later on, you kind of see it with a new set of eyes, because you're not wrapped up in that one piece. And the other thing related to that is I wanted to give up so many times. I wanted to just rip the page out of the sketchbook, crumple it up, and throw it as far as I could, because I hated it so much. But I pushed myself to just stick to it and to just keep working on it, keep trying, and taking those breaks as often as I needed to. And I noticed that when I did this, when I forced myself not to give up on a piece, a lot of time that piece ends up being a lot better than I imagined it would end up. And I think this is a lesson for me to learn, and it will definitely correspond to later pieces that I do. That even if it's turning out like shit, and I just keep telling myself like, oh, this is gonna be bad, this is gonna be horrible, I'm gonna hate this, I'm just wasting my time on it at this point. Like, no, just keep working on it. Even if it does turn out to be horrible and you don't ever use it for anything, you're still learning from finishing that piece. All the mistakes that you made in that one particular painting or drawing or whatever it is that you do, it will come back to you in the later pieces that you do, and you'll remember like, oh, well, when I did this for that piece, it didn't work out, so let's try something different. The other thing that really helped for me personally, but I wouldn't really recommend it, is the particular sketchbook that I used. It wasn't really watercolor paper. It was good for light washes, and I tried to stick to that. I tried to keep the amount of water and paint that I put on that picture very limited. I would just do one wash, or I would just do, if I needed to do a second layer, then I would just do a quick second layer. But I really tried to keep the amount of paint that I used to a minimum, so that I would focus more on the drawing itself and the subject that I was painting. And I want to reiterate how important those reference photos were for me. When you think of something that you want to paint or draw, your brain can't remember all of the specific details. So when you look up a picture of what that thing is, it not only refreshes those details in your mind so you can draw it better, even just at first glance. If you take that reference photo and sort of use it as a guide for whatever you're sketching, I can guarantee you that that sketch will turn out a whole lot better than if you had just used your imagination. The last thing that I want to talk about was the support that I got from the people around me. Posting those daily pictures on Instagram and seeing the response that people got was really encouraging, because when I'd see that, it would make me want to do the next day's painting, or even just painting and making a mistake really helped, because I'd think to myself, okay, what can I do better tomorrow? What can I do better on the next piece? And I really noticed that when I go back and flip through the sketchbook that I used from day 1 to day 15 to day 28. There's a huge difference in just the amount of time that I spent on it was about the same, but the detail and the specific identities of each subject was much more defined, and I really appreciated that. This experience brought me a lot closer to where I want to be in my skill level, and I'm definitely gonna continue sketching and drawing every day. I have been for the past couple weeks, and I highly recommend to anybody, whether it's drawing or painting or making music or crafting or whatever your skill is, whatever it is that you do, to just try and get a little bit of practice in every single day. And I know that may sound obvious, but I can tell you from experience that it does wonders. It's so incredible in the consistent use of that part of the brain or that particular muscle memory. It's like exercising. You get stronger every day. I plan on doing this next year, but the one thing that I want to change is using actual watercolor paper, for sure. But I also want to tell a story. This year I used the prompt list, but next year I might just make up my own. The last thing that I want to mention is seeing other artists' work as they also are going through the month of October was really cool, because I could kind of see their struggles and their learning experiences and the things that they changed from one piece to another, and it really made me feel kind of a part of it, because I was going through the very similar things. Thank you so much for watching, and to those of you who have followed me through the Inktober experience, I know you're out there. It amazes me that you kept up with the daily posts, and that really makes me want to keep doing what I'm doing, because I love it, and I love seeing the response, and I love being able to share that with you, being able to share my art and my experiences, and it's amazing, so thank you so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see y'all next time.